Hello from New York City. I'm Joshua Taylor, president of the New York Genealogical and Biographical Society, often known as the NYG&B. First and foremost, I hope that you and your loved ones are safe during this unprecedented situation. Our immediate thoughts are with those who are working on the front lines of the current crisis, those who are working day and night to save lives and to keep our essential systems afloat. Thank you. Like many of you, I'm working from home, as is the entire NYG&B team. We're hard at work at delivering that free webinar series we announced a couple of weeks ago, and we'll soon add some exciting topics to the lineup past the April 3rd date. We've looked at tracing Jewish ancestors, families from Japan, Hispanic ancestry, and of course we've tackled those difficult New York vital records, and we still have more to come. You can visit the NYG&B website at newyorkfamilyhistory.org for a complete schedule of upcoming webinars on the homepage and the ability to view a few of the past webinars for free. As so many things change in our day-to-day lives, I want to assure you that the NYG&B is doing everything we can to adapt and to serve our community. The April issue of the Record is ahead of schedule and is already at the printer. A digital version is going to arrive to your email box, for those of you who are current members, within a week, and the paper copy will of course follow in the mail. We're also working to finish the spring issue of the New York Researcher. Like the Record, you're going to get a digital copy first, and you'll get a printed copy in the mail a few weeks after that. And of course, our e-news comes out around every other week and is delivered right to your email inbox. Our new online records platform was released in February, and we hope that you've already had a chance to play around, maybe find an ancestor or two. We certainly have had a fun time using the enhanced methods for accessing the past issues of the Record and exploring some of those other collections. While our physical offices are not open, our remote offices are. The team is available to answer your questions via phone or email and continue our important work in preserving New York's records and New York stories. So now it's your turn. I have two favors to ask of you, and in fact, two challenges during this time. Over the past few weeks, I've been thinking heavily about my own ancestors that survived pandemics, wars, and other disasters of all scales all throughout history. As part of our mission to preserve New York stories, we'd like to gather the stories of your courageous New York ancestors. Please take a few moments and write just a couple of sentences or a couple of paragraphs about a courageous New York ancestor or courageous New York ancestors. You probably have several in your family tree. And email that story to membership@nygbs.org. If you want to, you can also post the story in the comments feed on our Facebook page. We want to gather these together so there's a record of the courageous New Yorkers that are amongst our community. Your stories of the past will serve as inspiration for the present and the future. So that's the first thing you can do, is you can share those stories of your courageous New York ancestors. Now, the second involves you and your living family. Genealogists often spend a lot of time looking at ancestors in the past, but this challenge focuses on the present. The current situation has been a stark reminder for a lot of us about the importance of family and connections to living individuals. I challenge you to call or video chat with your oldest relative and ask them just 3 questions. You can ask them more than 3, but get these 3 down on paper. The first one, ask that relative what their oldest and earliest memory is. We want to reach back into the past and see what they remember. The second one, ask them what advice their parents gave them when they were facing a challenge. We want to gather those memories that their parents passed on to them to make sure those are preserved for the future. And the third question, what do they want their descendants to remember about this moment in history? This is a moment in history, and we want to make sure you're capturing that from the oldest relative in your family. Again, 3 questions. What's your earliest memory? What's the best advice your parents gave you in dealing with a challenge? And what do you want your descendants to remember about this moment in history? I invite you to share this information with the community and also with other members of your family. You can email the information you gather from your relatives to membership@nygbs.org, or you can post it online as a comment to our Facebook page. You don't have to be a member of the NYG&B to participate. In fact, you don't have to have an ancestor from New York. We want to gather the biographical side, the living side of history right now as we face this current situation. So please join in. Share this message with others. Thank you again for your support. Your membership in the NYG&B unlocks access to educational tools, records, and genealogical scholarship. But most importantly, your membership and being part of this community links us together. Stay well, stay healthy, and by all means, stay connected.